Hello everyone and welcome. In this video, I will briefly highlight all important changes they announced for Season 2 in Diablo 4, probably the best patch to date since the game release. Elemental Resistance's fixed system. Good balance update on damage buckets. Uniques reworked to be more impactful and appealing. All classes got improvements. New max item power level is 925. Bunch of new uniques and legendary aspects. Improved experience gain and uniques target farming. I will start with the change I personally value the most. Rework of damage buckets. The new system will balance the game enough to not be no more forced into play only a critical vulnerable damage build. To promote build diversity, they are changing how critical strike, vulnerable, and overpowered damage is calculated. These damage types will now always have a baseline multiplicative bonus. The multiplicatives will be capped at 20% for vulnerable, 50% for critical or overpowered damage. Additional sources of bonus, critical strike damage, vulnerable damage, or overpowered damage will be additive to your other damage bonuses. Think it like any bonus stats on them have the same value as any other additive damage like damage to close or stunned, etc. This will not make them irrelevant as they still have the baseline multiplier. They will be optimal to chase in builds that have a low investment cost for a high uptime of critical, vulnerable, or overpower. This change is not intended to lower the power of the best builds, but rather allow more builds to reach that same level of power. They are adjusting monster scaling to ensure that the best class builds are still as powerful as before, and they introduce new ways for us to scale multiplicatively the damage output with reworked Paragon nodes, glyphs, uniques, and aspects, plus increasing the max item power level to 925 that will increase a lot our base damage. Complete rework of Resistance's system. Starting with Season of Blood, Resistances will now stack additively. Additionally, resistance stats now cap at 70%. They will be important and mandatory to reach the cap in end-game content. Armor no longer contributes to non-physical damage reduction, and now only reduces damage against physical damage. Do not worry about this. They also buffed armor affixes and aspects. It will be easy to cap both the armor and resistances. It's just a matter to find the lowest cost optimal way to reach caps on both of them. They have done a large design rework on the unique items and updated nearly all of them in the game. These are just a few examples of reworked uniques, either by adding completely new stats to unique items, or allowing existing stats that roll on unique to roll in increased ranges, or adding stats to slots where they typically would not exist and updating unique powers and effects. As you might know, 5 endgame bosses have been added across Sanctuary, providing opportunities to obtain specific, unique, and uber-unique items. The new boss fights are unlocked based on completing different activities across Sanctuary, with different resources required for facing each boss. The reward pools for these endgame bosses have been significantly improved. Each boss drops specific uniques, exclusive to each individual boss fight. The Duriel boss fight has significantly increased the chance to drop uber uniques. Each individual boss also has a chance to drop unique cosmetics specific to each boss. To balance the change to damage buckets, they are adding a variety of ways for classes to scale with specific stats in interesting ways, particularly through using key passives in Paragon. This will bring back extra multiplicative damage to our builds and also make some uniques more effective. One example out of many is the Sorceress Legendary node reworked. Elemental Summoner will keep previous buffs, but also the possibility to triple dip on a multiplicative damage bonus equal to a portion of our total bonus damage on each of the elemental damage types. I will briefly show all the new uniques, legendary aspects, and Paragon glyphs they will introduce in-game on the 17th of October. followed by most interesting fixes or improvements to the game and sorceress class improvements. If you want to check the whole patch notes, there is a link in the description of the video. The amount of information in the patch is too much to compress it properly in a video showcase, plus is too new to make a proper opinion on each new features. I need time sink in all the information and draw some conclusions about new build possibilities or synergies combined with new season vampiric powers. I will come back to it and provide more info during season. What is absolutely sure, we will have plenty of viable builds in next season, and at first look on Sorceress. The damage over time builds and conjuration builds have many more powerful synergies than before. Blizzard or lightning skills will be very strong too. I will start the season with Chain Lightning as it is my favorite skill, but after I finish my first tier 100 chain build, I will go further to create builds on all other sorceress skills. Thank you for watching and for support.